Ada for telling the girl who kissed my boyfriend for a play that she is desperate and pathetic. My partner, who is also studying acting at university, and I are both in our early 20s. I have a partner who is a highly attractive man, but he doesn't appear to be aware of it. Female attention is drawn to him on a regular basis, and he seems to be unaware that women are flirting with him on a majority of occasions. I'm not normally bothered by this, and I don't say anything about it when it happens. However, there is one girl in our class, let's name her Victoria, who is completely smitten with my boyfriend and would do everything to get his attention. Her efforts to be paired with him in group activities, for example, if the professor divides us into groups by numbering us 1, 2, and 3. And she recently stepped down from a major role in a play we're performing so that she could be cast in a more minor one, simply because this character has a romantic interest in my boyfriend, have earned her my admiration. My knowledge of this is based on the fact that she has expressed to her friends that he is hot, and other such sentiments. I haven't said anything to her about it, since she seems to be rather insecure. She is always talking about how she thinks she is unattractive, and I don't think it's a huge concern because my partner doesn't seem to notice anything wrong. She was a little tipsy after the performance, and she was boasting about how she certainly felt something when they kissed in the play, and that she's going to ask him if he felt the same way. I rolled my eyes and continued to ignore her until she approached my partner and introduced herself. She was a little tipsy at the time, and I happened to be there when she approached him. Victoria began to remark things like, "I know he must have felt a spark. He's a great terrific kisser," and other such things. I snapped and kind of yelled at her, saying, "You seem extremely desperate, going after someone else's man," and she looked stunned. If you believe that a stage kiss indicates that you should be together, you are pitiful. My friend seemed really ashamed as she walked away, and I later found out she had gone home weeping. I feel like a jerk since she's clearly uncomfortable and all that, and her pals haven't stopped calling me a since then, which makes me even more embarrassed. Ada? Edit. She is well aware that I am his girlfriend. In fact, I have overheard her discussing me as his girlfriend in the past. Story 2. Ada for telling my daughter she either takes this job offer or she can pack her bags and get out. At the end of November, my soon-to-be 20-year-old daughter moved home with me and my wife. We reminded her that since she is not in college, she has to acquire a job and assist with costs in order to live here and contribute to household tasks, that she consented to. We continued asking her about the positions she applied to, whether she has any interviews coming up, how her interviews were, if she's following up with the businesses, and so on throughout the month of December. She was irritated when we asked her these questions and retaliated. She has repeatedly informed us that no one is responding to her, that no one is employing people with no experience, and so on. She has only had 3 job interviews as of today. She ghosted 2 of them since she didn't want to deal with calling the businesses again and filling out all the paperwork, which I chastised her for because it's stupid. In her leisure time, she sleeps until about 2 p.m. every day, makes TikToks, plays video games, does YouTube cosmetics tutorials, creates strange food concoctions, and is generally downstairs doing anything other than looking for employment. We informed her she ought to accept this present jobs since most businesses aren't responding to her and a lot of companies around here aren't recruiting right now. They were in December. She completed the onboarding paperwork, but will be drug tested at a place an hour away on Thursday. My daughter despises driving and tries to avoid it at all costs. We don't reside in a city with public transit, so she needs to drive everywhere. I offered to take her out to practice driving on highways, but she declined. We're both working on Thursday and won't be able to take her. She has a driver's license and knows how to drive. She simply doesn't like it. We informed her she had 2 options: get in her vehicle and drive to the drug test location and complete the work, or pack her belongings and go. She's had since the beginning of December to come up with a solution, but she hasn't. She is also not assisting around the home. When we ask her to perform tasks, she either speaks back or does them incorrectly despite the fact that we explain her how to do them. She informed me she had nowhere to live, that her mother won't allow her live with her, that relatives won't let her move in, and that she doesn't have any friends. I advised her she should accept the job until she could find something better. Nobody gets anything for free in life, and everyone has to do things they don't want to do. She stated she couldn't travel there since it was too far away, and she'd never driven on a highway before, and she requested for extra time to locate another work. I told her no, she'd had it for almost a month and is perfectly capable of driving herself there. She said I'm not being fair, that I'm selfish, and that I don't care about her. That I am a terrible parent who is solely concerned with money and dumb jobs. She said that my wife wrecked me and that the way she is being handled is awful, and that no other parent would treat their child the way I am treating her. Story 3. AITA for hating my MIL tattoo. In June, my husband, 32 years old, and I, 31 years old, had our first kid. Everyone is overjoyed since our daughter is also the first grandchild on my husband's family. My mill, on the other hand, has taken it to a whole new level. My mother-in-law is, to put it mildly, attention-seeking and over the top. For obvious reasons, my husband and I opted to spend Christmas at home with our own little family this year. This did not sit well with my mother-in-law. She continued stating how she wished everyone could be together and couldn't understand why we couldn't. So to pacify her, we agreed that she and her father-in-law may spend the day with us on Christmas Eve. The day of, everything went swimmingly until we were nearly done receiving presents. She informed my husband and me that she had one more present for our daughter and gave us an envelope. My spouse then opened the card and read it aloud. To summarize, she liked our kids so much that she chose to acquire something for both her and herself. What the hell does it even mean? We both looked up to see her taking down her collar to reveal a massive tattoo on her breast of a heart-shaped, my daughter's birthstone, a pair of roses, birthflower, and our daughter's name. I was astonished. I could feel tears welling up inside of me. I went to my spouse and essentially excused myself because I needed to feed her. In my bedroom, I bawled my eyes out. My spouse could be heard attempting to explain to her what she had done wrong. I went to get a tattoo of my daughter or additional children. We intend to have more, but I can't since I'm nursing. I was furious because not only had my MIL stolen her name, but she had also stolen her birthstone and flower. I gathered my courage and exited the room to discover my mother-in-law weeping. She made a big deal out of it, begging, "Oh, please don't evict me. Please allow me to remain. Please, please, please." She apologized and said she didn't think it was a big problem since she believed she was doing something good for my kid. She also said that she discussed her intentions with her FIL and their friends, and that everyone gave her the go-ahead. I informed her that my 6-month-old daughter had no concept what a tattoo was and that she did it for attention, just as she does everything else. I was irritated by the fact that she didn't even thought to ask us, her parents, how we felt about it. She doesn't even have the names of her own children tattooed on her. I warned her she was going too far as her parents. Her reaction: "But all I want to do is be your mother. I simply wanted to be near you. What does it have to do with anything?" I informed her she was not and would never be my mother. She has contacted my husband and me virtually every day since then. I don't answer about her upcoming birthday plans. The fact that she is attempting to brush this entire affair under the rug and go on as if nothing occurred irritates me even more. I never want to see my mother in tattoo. Laws isn't me who's the jerk. Edit. I'm not bothered by the specifics of the tattoo. I'm simply disappointed that MIL didn't come to us as my daughter's parents to talk about it first. She's been known to push the limits in the past, so this might be the last straw. Yes, I recognize that it is her body and her decision. Also, I'm thinking of future grandkids and trying to explain to them why grandmother doesn't get their name tattooed on her. She has other, lesser tattoos, but this is her largest to date.